There is one moment in Them Robot that I absolutely loved. It's a blink and you miss it moment, but it's actually going to be the thumbnail to this video because I love Tina Fey. I love Bossy Pants. It's a brilliant read. If you haven't read it, I thoroughly recommend it. But Mr. Burns reading that and the cover being animated Simpson style, it just amused me more than I ever thought possible. With regards to the rest of the episode, it's okay. This is the 17th episode of the 23rd season of The Simpsons, directed by Mike Frank Polcino. Mr. Burns replaces most of his workers with robots. However, we still have Homer, and it's all about what it would be like to have a robotic workforce. And it could have been interesting. It could have been more interesting. I think it's an interesting discussion to have. I think it's a worthy thing to discuss, a worthy episode to kind of explore. This was, I believe, 2012. Even more relevant today with how much AI is, let's be honest, taking over people's jobs. AI can be brilliant if it's used to enhance a person's ability to do their job, but not if it replaces them. And this just reminds me, actually, it would have been about this time, in the UK at least, when a lot of staff were being laid off in favour of self-service checkouts, like mass self-service checkouts. So very timely, and it is interesting. Can robots do the job of other people? Are they more efficient? Well, yes, unfortunately, sometimes. And there are some moments in this when the robots are really likable characters. And I won't say I ever started to think, yeah, maybe robots are the way to go, but there were times when I could see the arguments for employing robots. But obviously, a lot of it is about what can also go wrong and how Homer is involved in that. And I won't say any more than that. But it was interesting enough. It was okay. There wasn't anything in it that I thought was amazing, apart from Mr. Burns reading Bossy Pants, which will amuse me forever. But there wasn't anything in it that I thought was terrible either. It was very much an average episode. I think they did a good thing to try and tackle this subject, and I feel like for a lot of people it's quite a sensitive subject, particularly if you are in an industry where technology is not necessarily enhancing your job but making you redundant. And I think that, well, not making the person redundant, encouraging employers to make the people redundant. And that's obviously a terrible, terrible thing. So I think it could be quite sensitive for some people, but at the same time I think it does help to show that actually maybe robots are not always the right way to go, and that there are pros and cons, but you have to use it wisely and you can't just replace an entire workforce. So it's interesting. I'm looking at a picture of the Bossy Pants animation right now, and I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, no, it's an average episode, but I think they still tackled an important topic, which makes it slightly better than average. In terms of entertainment, it's fine, but in terms of being important, I think it's a good thing. Not a favourite episode, but not one that I would skip either if I was watching this season.